The tired butterfly sat down on a branch to have a rest. The words of this Japanese tanka are concordant with the mood of the picture, The Dance Class by Edgar Degas, a French artist of the 19th century. In the 19th century, ballet and opera were the favorite entertainment of Parisians. Degas took a great interest in the theater and realized that it could give him new ideas for the image of a human body in movement. He watched dancers not only during performances, but also behind side scenes, during rehearsals and brief periods of rest. Representing ballerinas of the Parisian opera and dancers of the Café Cantons, the artist lovingly associated them with butterflies. For the first time, ballerinas appeared in Degas's pictures in the end of the 60th of the 19th century. The picture, The Dance Class, is the first in a cycle by Degas devoted to the art of choreography. The artist represents a ballet class of the known professor Jules Perrault. The teacher leans on a cane with which he used to beat time during rehearsals, and the girl in the center of the picture listens to his remarks with respect. Other learners use free time for rest. One fans herself, another, sitting directly on the grand piano, scratches her back without ceremony. The third, with the face glowing after dance, corrects the sleeve of her dress. The fourth pins up a bow. The fifth touches her lips thoughtfully with fingers. In depth of the canvas, the shapes of people watching the rehearsal are vaguely guessed after learners expecting their turn. A watering can used to water a board floor to get rid of dust is hardly visible in the corner behind the piano. Degas is the exclusively sensitive colorist. The superfine play of colors is under his control. Predominant olive tone and golden ochre are beautifully supplemented with clear and pure shades of yellow, blue, and green colors. Skirts of ballerinas are painted with an almost dry brush. Owing to absence of precise contours, they seem flimsy and weightless as wings of butterflies. Degas drew sketches and molded sculptures of ballerinas for more than a quarter of a century. The canvas with the perfect figures and a rich palette painted by oil are supplemented with gentle pastels. Mastering a new technique of painting by pastels, the artist introduced his own original touch in it. Degas did not simply draw with color pastels. He ground them and mixed them with special solvents to make them durable. It enabled him not only to draw faster, but also to achieve the impression of the sketch from nature. Besides, the technique of painting by pastels allowed the artist to reduce the strain for his weak eyes, to correct errors quickly, and, most importantly, to reproduce the illusion of movement and weightlessness of dancers flitting as butterflies. The canvas, The Dance Class, created using the technique of oil painting, also makes the impression of extraordinary lightness and freshness. Degas started painting in 1873, and 2 years later the master returned to this work. In order to achieve color and composite harmony, the artist repainted some separate fragments. The Dance Class, the second name is The Ballet Class, is unusual due to the angle at which the scene is depicted. The artist observes the event a little above and the parquet seems inclined. The relaxing dancers in the foreground stand back to the spectator, and the professor, being the composite center of the canvas, is in the background. Working above the cycle of canvas devoted to choreography, Degas told about a wrong side of the ballet world too. He represented ballerinas as not only bathing in the bright lights of glory and in the storm of applauses. The artist even more often showed them as extremely tired, exhausted morally and physically by long rehearsals. Their poses are ugly, legs are turned unnaturally out, their made-up faces look like terrible masks in footlights. The artist entered the conflict to official painting by showing ballerinas with his inherent sad irony. He is labeled the pessimist, slanderer, and the fan of black linen. Critic Georges Riviere wrote about Degas' pictures. Having looked at these pastels, you will not go to the opera anymore. What forced the artist to come back to the theme of a theatrical stage again and again? Perhaps the destiny of ballerinas reminded him his own life in art, which was not always cloudless and festive. Being practically a blind old man, the artist molded dancing figures from dark wax. But the picture The Dance Class by 40-year-old Edgar Degas, full of forces, does not present any shadow of alarm, and the young ballerinas are beautiful, careless, and light as butterflies, and full of hopes for their future. Butterflies flit. They are tempted by the candle's fire, but it won't spare their gentle wings.